Hey, thanks for stopping by the Pond Boss YouTube channel. Here's a short video that teaches you a little bit about Secchi disc and the value of tracking water temperatures. Visibility and water temperatures are two keys of the backbone of pond and lake management. So here's a just short tutorial with some students that we did at a field day way back in March of 2025. So enjoy the heck out of it and put it to work.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit about pond management, talk a little bit about water quality. Hanging out with some fantastic college students from Baylor and Texas A&M, mostly Texas A&M, but one of the Baylor standouts here. We're going to talk a little bit about water quality. When I start preaching with Pond Boss about water chemistry things, the very first thing I talk about is happy water. I've kind of coined that phrase. If the water's not happy, nothing else matters. So we're going to do a little bit of testing here. We're going to see if we can find out what the oxygen levels are. Look at the temperature. Temperature is the most important thing. The next most important thing is visibility. So, one of you guys grab one of these visibility tubes and just go fill it up with water, and we're going to do that. Somebody else take this Secchi disc, and we're going to see. Now, the way you do the Secchi disc is you lower it into the water till you can't see it. Then you raise it up before you can barely see it, and that range is what the visibility depth is. Okay, and the first mark on this cord is about 2 feet. Okay, so we're not going to be too worried about accuracy because we're looking at methodology right now. So we don't care how accurate it is, but you're going to be pretty accurate with that tube. All right, so go ahead and walk out there, Rebecca, and lower the Secchi disc down until it disappears. So really what we're talking about is the proper way to check visibility. And the significance of visibility is it gives you an idea as to what kind of plankton bloom or algae bloom that you've got going. In this particular lake, you can see the water is kind of an olive green, and that's great. We love that. And the Secchi disc is going to disappear about where it should. Here we are toward the end of March, and we'd hope to have a good plankton bloom because the significance of plankton is that that's the food for newly hatched fish, plus it helps prevent sunlight from hitting the bottom of the lake where grass grows or where vegetation grows. So we can kind of control where vegetation grows by using the visibility. All right, so there's the method. Where was the range there, Rebecca?
It's about right here.
Okay, so we're about a foot of visibility. Okay, which is not exactly like we'd want it. We want to be a little bit more. So somebody wait out there and fill up. This is a visibility tube, this device, which does the very same thing except it's designed really for shallow water. So now what you do is bring it back up here, Davis. Now, you guys look down in it and see if you can see the black and white Secchi disc. Can you see it?
No, sir.
All right, so what we do is we start letting a little bit of water out of it. Just keep looking at it. Let me know when you can see that tube. I mean, it's when you can see that Secchi disc down at the bottom. See it now?
Not yet.
All right. And so this is really effective for shallow water.
Still not yet.
All right. You ought to be getting close. Can you see it?
I'm starting to.
All right, so starting to counts. Everybody else look at it. So see if you can see the black and white down at the bottom of that visibility tube.
Oh, just barely.
Can you see it?
Just barely.
Okay. And so now read it and see what it tells you. Look right here. That's centimeters.
39.
So we're at 39 centimeters. So that's pretty close to what the Secchi disc showed us a while ago. So there's a little bit about visibility. Now what we're going to do next is, you got a meter there, which is sometimes can be pretty accurate, but oxygen levels are important to know for that moment, and you can't do much about it. So if you're going to be looking at oxygen, DO, dissolved oxygen, you need to be monitoring that on a regular basis. Very rarely do I tell people do I recommend that they check oxygen levels because they're so dynamic and changing all the time, you know. So, but it's good to know just so you know how to do it. Then there's an alkalinity test kit, just a real cheap one. You can buy these from Amazon. There's a pH kit right there, and there's a little alkalinity kit here. So you can use these little kits to find out what your alkalinity and your pH is. The pH, all that is a measurement. It's the same as centimeters or inches or feet. It's just a measurement. pH of 7 means there's nothing there in terms of acidity or basicity. It's neutral. But if we get a pH reading of 5.3 or something, like that, or 8.5, that's a trigger to us to go find out what's going on and causing that to happen. Alkalinity is the backbone of productivity in water. Alkalinity needs to be 40 parts per million or better in order to sustain, maintain, and grow a good algae bloom or a good plankton bloom. If it's less than 40 parts per million, we probably need to lime the water. So you get into East Texas or Piney Woods area, sandy soils where the pH is low, then we measure the alkalinity, and if we need lime, we add it. Like just in Texas, for example, the farther west you go, the harder the water gets. If you have alkalinity between 40 parts per million and say 150, that's primo. If it gets much higher than that, the fertility starts to suffer because phosphorus gets bound, which that's a whole nother story, but there's a little bit about water quality and checking your pond, and we're hanging out with some people that are going to learn more about it. So there's a tip.
Hey, thanks for stopping by the Pond Boss YouTube channel. Be sure to share it, click like, and by the way, Pond Boss Magazine, $35 a year, cheaper than a Friday night date, and it lasts a year. Hope you enjoyed this intel, and we got more on the horizon.